welcome to Visual Recreation, the essential video guide to Wing FML each and every week. I'm your local bossy pants Drew.
And I'm Joey, the strategy guy, and there are 4 new movies this weekend, so let's batten down the hatches and get right to the new movie talk.
Just Mercy is based on true events of a young lawyer's story of battling justice to get an innocent man off of death row. Now, Just Mercy stars Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx, and it was also directed and written by Destin Daniel Cretton, who gave us The Shack.
Yes, now, Pro Box Office has the long-range forecast of Just Mercy at $12 million with an opening range of 11 to 16 million, which is a 14% decrease from last week. Now, it currently stands at an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 99 audience score, which is really, really good. Now, it initially opened in 4 theaters on December 27th through the 29th with over $106,000.
Wow, that's incredible.
Not too shabby.
Now, on a lighter note for 2020, let's talk about Like a Boss, which is a comedy about 2 people that are owning their own cosmetics company, right? And then there's an industry titan looking to buy them out and destroy what they've been building.
Like
and they're
a boss.
not going to let that happen like a boss.
Like a boss.
Now, Like a Boss stars Rose Byrne, Tiffany Haddish, and Selma Hayek. And it was, who directed this?
Oh, you want to know who directed it?
Yeah, I was just thinking of
this
that.
movie was directed by Miguel Arteta, who gave us Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Or what we like to call Monday.
Burn, Monday! Take that, Garfield hates you.
Wow. Now, the Pro Box Office has its long-range forecast at around $13.5 million with an opening range of 12 million to 17 million, which is a 21% decrease from last weekend. Now, it's rated R, and it has a runtime of 83 minutes.
Wow, 83 minutes?
Yes.
That's,
3 to 1.
you don't see too many movies under 90 minutes these days.
It's true.
Normally they're over 2 hours, almost is what they have to do. But then again, Addams Family was only 73 minutes last year. So,
That's true.
when looking at comps, we looked at What Men Want, which came out early February of 2019, and that made around $18 million in over 2,900 theaters. I'm just saying that this is a comedy, rated R. They both have some business things in them. However, I don't think that Like a Boss is going to get 2,900 theaters, and never know. But
Business comedies.
business comedies should be a new genre.
That's right. Now, the next movie that we're going to be talking about is Under the Sea. Under the Sea.
I don't think, first of all, I don't think it has that tone, and it's not called Under the Sea. It's called Underwater.
Oh, underwater.
Yeah, it's
like
intense.
Under the Sea.
No, this is just underwater.
Underwater.
Like, it could be like in a tank somewhere. That's the twist of this movie.
Right.
It's just in a giant fish tank.
It's in a fishbowl, people. But yes, like I said, the next movie is Underwater, where a crew must try and survive as they survive in their underwater laboratory that is devastated by an earthquake. Now, Underwater stars Kristen Stewart and Vincent Cassel.
That's right. Now, Pro Box Office has its long-range forecast around $6.5 million, with an opening weekend range of $5 to $10 million, and it stayed the same from last week. So, I mean, it's not going down or up, which could be seen as a decent thing for this movie, but I don't know if $6.5 million is decent. It's rated R, and it has a runtime of around 95 minutes. And when looking at comps, we looked at Annihilation, which premiered in February of 2018, and it made around $11 million in 2,000 theaters. So that was 5,500 PTA.
Okay. It's not too bad.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. Now, the next movie, the biggest movie that we're going to be talking about for this weekend is 1917, major award contender. Yes, 1917. It's 1917.
No,
people.
it's 2020, Joey.
Well,
We just had New Year's.
I know, but the movie's 1917.
So 1917 is award contender in 2020, but it was made in 2019?
Yeah, something like that.
All these dates. I
All
can't keep
these
track of
dates.
it.
Yeah, so this movie follows 2 British soldiers given the task to cross over into enemy lines to deliver a message to stop an attack that will save thousands of people's lives, thousands of soldiers' lives. Now, 1917 stars George McKay, Dean Charles Chapman, Colin Firth, and Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh,
And it was written and directed by Sam Mendes, who gave us movies like Skyfall and Spectre, and many other certified Rotten Tomato Fresh movies.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I fancy Sam Mendes pretty well.
Sam Mendes.
I like his movies. I fancy him. Now, Pro Box Office has a long-range forecast of $27 million, which is a 13% increase from last weekend, and it has an opening weekend range of $24 to $29 million. You can buy a lot of toasties and Wonka chocolate with that.
Wonka. Some crumpets.
Yes, some crumpets. No, this was rated R.
Yeah.
Which currently stands... It's rated R
rated
and
R.
currently stands at an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Uh-huh.
And it has an audience score. Get this.
Yeah.
Of 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
94%?
94% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, it originally opened in 11 theaters.
11 theaters.
Not in England, but in California.
In California,
And it
yeah.
opened to over $576,000.
That's really good for 11 theaters.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I think so too. Now, we're looking at comps.
Yeah, it's comps. Yeah.
We're looking
Don't
at
say.
comps. We looked at Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
Yeah, we looked at Dunkirk.
Right.
And that opened in July of 2017.
It did.
And it made over $50 million.
Very, very nice.
I feel like I'm going Australian.
Me too. That's why I'm in and out.
All right, and it was in
Yeah.
3,700 theaters. Not saying that it's
3,700
gonna
theaters.
double its long range forecast, but I think this one has a great shot of getting a ton of money.
Yes, and we'll talk more about that in our movie radar, the Modar. I'm just gonna start things off with 1917. This is a movie that I've been waiting. Well, a lot of people have been waiting for since they saw the trailers, the initial teaser trailer for it. It looks fantastic. It has a lot of award talk around it. The thing that stands out to me is that they're making it appear like it was filmed all in one shot. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. This movie has to get some awards
Oh, for sure.
for that. So
Film editing, sound mixing, that kind of stuff. It'll get some technical awards, I'm sure,
Yeah.
especially for how it's filmed, but it's definitely going to probably get a lot of nods, like Sam Mendes for director and
yeah. I dare to say, based on how it's pricing, it's probably going to play a big part in your Cineplex.
I think it could, yeah, depending on pricing for
Yeah.
sure. And I think this one, out of all the 3 movies that are coming out, I think this one has a better shot of getting the more theaters. And it's going to get the bigger theaters, like IMAX. Like, it's going to finally start pushing Skywalker out of IMAX screens and the Dolby Cineplexes, because this one's going to have such heavy sounds and everything. So I think
yeah.
this one could definitely make it. I think it's going to be for sure in the 30s.
Yeah, I was just looking up. This film has Roger Deakins attached to it as well.
The guy from Queen?
No, not the guy from Queen.
Oh, okay.
This is a cinematographer who's worked on projects like Blade Runner 2049, worked on Skyfall with Sam Mendes. So the two of them teaming up together to bring you this fully immersive experience of a movie. It's going to be big.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely going to get upwards of its projections, 29 more, like you were saying. But yeah, some of the other movies that are coming out compared to this one is just, they're probably not going to hit their mark, and that's why we're seeing them decline.
When looking at Like a Boss, we get these movies a ton. We have even The Boss with Melissa McCarthy came out, What Men Want we were talking about. I mean, we get these movies every single year. Same with Underwater. We had The Meg, we have 47 Meters Down, we have 47 Meters Uncaged, we have The Shallows. We have these movies that come out every single year, and 1917 seems different. Just Mercy seems different. I think Just Mercy is going to be a great movie. I really want to see it. It's a 99% audience score. That's fantastic. And I think it could do really, really well. I would love to see this one actually be the second highest in all the releases this weekend.
With the scores that it's getting, with the audience,
Yeah.
like you were saying, that's fantastic. So that movie and 1917 are going to be big players this week as far as awards season in FML. So
Yeah, definitely. And keep an eye out on the theater counts. We don't know them just yet, but take a look at the numbers. They normally come out Thursdays. Look at Phil's Fandango check that's coming out. And just be up on the note, because this is the thick of the awards talk. I mean, we have the Golden Globes coming up really, really soon. We got the Oscars coming up really, really soon. And all these other awards movies are going to be expanding.
this is like a make or break week I would say.
Yeah.
'Cause
We've been having a few of those already this season, it seems.
yeah, that's true. It's always a difficult season, award season,
gosh.
but I mean, this is starting to get more towards the middle of the season, and once you get there and you have these really difficult weeks, it's really gonna make or break your Cineplex. So,
And I know Cobra Kai says no mercy, but what I'm saying is just mercy.
just mercy. And I think that's all we have for
Yeah,
you
that's it.
in this episode.
That's it.
But thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing. It means a lot to us. And remember,
Sometimes you gotta risk it to get that biscuit. Because we're British and we like biscuits. We like biscuits with our tea and we put milk in it.